Good day, viewers, and welcome to another exciting episode of Erongo Talk. I'm your host, Nicanor Nangolo, and today we are reporting to you live from the Platz Am Meer Mall here in Swakopmund, where, as per usual, we bring you your latest news updates, weather tides, and today we also have a conversation with the directors of the Green Charcoal of Namibia, who tell us more about the warehouse being constructed in Arandis for the purpose of processing and packaging charcoal. Now, stay tuned, we'll be right back after this. And now for our first story, the Business Rescue Task Force has recommended an amendment in the Insolvency Act to help struggling businesses which can be saved from the ultimate demise, while the development of Business Rescue Fund was also proposed. It made the recommendations in a report handed over to President Hakagengo last week. The task force was set up to help the government identify measures that can be taken to assist allying businesses in the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic, which pushed many businesses to bankruptcy. The Insolvency Act, in its current form, is outdated and in need of amending, the task force said. The task force wants a restriction preventing government from doing business that directly competes with private sector. There are calls to establish a collateral registry to enable businesses to use movable assets as collateral. Following the mushrooming of the fuel retail sites across the country, the task force called for a moratorium on the issuing of new fuel wholesales and retail licensing. This is said to stop the effect of the proliferation of fuel outlets in the view of shrinking national volumes and absence of scientific margin adjustments. It is important that an immediate moratorium be placed on the construction, development and licensing of any further outlets. And now for our second story, the Namport's decision to give a foreign port container terminal operator to manage its $4.2 billion container terminal at Walvis Bay is due to global dynamics in shipping industry, which resulted in a significant decline in volumes throughput through the terminal. According to Namport CEO Andrew Kanime, the Port Authority needs to earn a return on the strategic investment of the terminal and therefore was compelled to consider concessioning it to an independent operator. In layman's terms, concessioning is the process whereby an asset owned by the public sector is availed for operation and management by the private sector for a defined period of time at a fee and undertakings of manually set investment upgrades. This does not entail the selling of the asset, but rather a specialized lease arrangement where the operator runs the terminal and handles the containers in a lieu of an upfront payment to the concessioning grantor, being Namport in this case, making volume-related payments during the tenure of the concession and introducing additional capital for investments as well as driving operational efficiency in the business. And now for our third and final story. The Environment and Tourism Minister, Pohamba Shifeta, has tabled the ministry's annual budget of 478.9 million Namibian dollars for the year 2022 and 2023 financial year in the Parliament. This is an overall decline in 16% compared to the previous financial year and will present a significant challenge for the ministry to execute its mandate, he said. Nevertheless, we are fully cognizant of the fiscal constraint within which we are operating and shall endeavor to do more with less. We will continue to seek to secure additional resources for priority activities through our local and international partners. Shifete said the Wildlife and Protection Area Management Program, which has been allocated 193.3 million Namibian dollars, is the ministry's biggest program and covers interventions and supports the community-based natural resources management program, combating poaching, prevent and mitigating human-wildlife conflict, and deliver benefits to communities from the protected area network. Now, if you want to read more on this, you can check out our website at www.erongo.com.na. I repeat, www.erongo.com.na.
JD and I are director of Green Charcoal Namibia. But to talk about Green Charcoal Namibia, we first have to tell you about Carbobois, which is our main company in Belgium, where all our exports are going at the moment. So we export everything to Belgium, to Carbobois, and Carbobois, in few words, they distribute about 58,000 tons of charcoal in Europe in 2020. That is roughly 235 containers to give you a more precise idea of the exports. And that makes Carbobois the first distributor in Europe, in Western Europe. On the screen you can see a few pictures of the facilities that are existing in Belgium, the plants, the packing line, and the imports. And that's the model we are trying to recreate here in Namibia. Where this charcoal comes from? A big part of charcoal comes from Ukraine, Nigeria, and Namibia. As you know, at the moment Ukraine is quite unstable politically, and we are not too sure about how the future is going to be in terms of business. In Nigeria, it's been tougher and tougher to make business as well for foreign investors. And on the opposite side, we have found Namibia very welcoming and with big opportunity, especially in the charcoal business. So as you can see on the chart, imports from Namibia have risen and risen, and that's why we decided to come and invest in the country. And charcoal in Namibia, as you know, there's a big phenomenon of bush encroachment, which means now half of Namibia is covered by bush, and there is 45 million hectares covered by bush today, and 5 years ago it was 30 million. So it's a growing phenomenon and an opportunity to transform it into charcoal to control this bush encroachment. So that makes a big opportunity for charcoal. And as the bush encroachment is rising, the production is rising as well. On the global side, Namibia, we have found that Namibia is one of the most politically stable countries in Africa. And the level of infrastructures is quite good. We have really nice roads, nice ports, bridges, and we have seen other countries in the area where we've tried to do business. But Namibia was quite on another level. The climate of business is also really nice. And we have found welcoming Namibia in terms of visa, and once we explained to them the project that we have, they really allowed us to step in the country and to meet all those people that help us to be here today. And also the growing economy is really a good sign for us to implement some plans here. So for all of these reasons, we started and incorporated Green Charcoal Namibia, our local company, to no longer operate with the Belgian business. We incorporated a PTY with one goal, to increase the Namibian supply of charcoal, to go from 20,000 tons of charcoal a year to 40,000 tons of charcoal exported to Belgium. Thank you, Cedric.
So, as Cedric mentioned, my name is JD. I'm co-director of Green Charcoal Namibia with Cedric. So we incorporated Green Charcoal as a successor to Carbobois and to represent legally Carbobois in Namibia. So the project actually came in 3 phases. When we came in here about a year ago, a little bit more, we had no idea if we could actually do business. Was it sustainable? Would we be able to actually do business and trade with the farmers? So the first phase was just export directly. We would find farmers, we would send containers straight on the farms, they would pack it, and it would go straight to Belgium from there, passing through Valvis. When we decided it was more of a pilot phase, when we confirmed this, we went to phase 2, which was we purchase from the farm, we bring it to Arandis, and we stock on the site, and then we export from here. So this was in October, the beginning of our business cooperation with Arandis. And now we are today just at starting point of phase 3, where we will create and build a company to process, package charcoal and briquettes straight in commercial bags, adding all the value that we can locally before exporting to Europe. So the land and warehouse development in Arandis, as you can see, this 4 little dots that are pointed on the map. So it's actually a very nice location because we have the main road that is very close, which makes it easier for transports and just a logistical point of view. We don't have to go through the town of Arandis in order to do the process. So what is the land and warehouse development? What is it about? So we will actually be building a 4,000 square meter warehouse. That's what I just showed. This will include offices, a storage facility as well, showers and toilets and cafeteria for all of our employees, as well as a weighbridge, which would, I think, be one of the first one close to the town of Arandis, which I think will add lots of opportunity as well in terms of bringing some business in Arandis. So what is our aim in the first phase of the factory? This would be to actually package and export 30,000 tons. The design of the warehouse was actually made in order to facilitate 50,000 tons, but in terms of machineries that we have now, we will start with 30,000 tons and expand as we go. Just roughly, this represents 125 containers per month. And yeah, next to it, we will do briquettes manufacturing, which is pretty much a byproduct of the charcoal. The smaller pieces that we can't sell as charcoal officially, what we do with them is that we crush them, we mix them with starch, and we just press them together, which forms briquettes. That will result in 8,000 tons of briquettes every year, which is roughly around 33 containers per month. So this is more of an inside vision of what we have for the factory, more technical of the machineries, but as you can see, this would be a full supply chain that would allow us to really add all the value that we can possibly add to the product locally, straight here in Arandis. What happens is, you can see a big truck comes in, there's a double link that has all the charcoal, it's passed through a big screener, we split the small pieces from the big ones. Small pieces I just explained, we transform them into briquettes. The big ones go in a packaging line, which goes into commercial bags, which will be palletized before being sent to Europe. So what is the added value for the local community? There's a few points here that we would like to touch on. So we have direct employment for about 60 Arandis workers. So this, I think, will be very beneficial for the Arandis town. And we will also include trainings with it. That includes first aid, fire management, and other types of training, charcoal handling. And then this will also be a sign with the new development that we'll be able to be sustainable and consistent. So far, we have been working temporarily on the fields since October with the approval of the municipality of Arandis, but it was very unsustainable. One day we had 30 jobs, and the next day we had nothing. The reason behind this is because we didn't have the appropriate facilities to actually sustain this and have a consistent level. So this new facility and this new factory will actually allow us to hire full-time employees and be able to expand as we go. There's also lots of indirect employment in our supply chain. When we talk about the quantities, 30,000 tons a year, that means that we will also indirectly hire farm workers on the farms. Not us, but through farmers, they will hire workers to get to the demand that we have. Just on average, a good worker will do 4 to 3 tons a month of charcoal. So when we talk about 30,000 tons per year, that's you can visualize how many people would be employed through that chain. Transport as well, a truck can only take 30 tons of charcoal, so we will also incentivize transport companies to work with us, and that will create employment on that one. And customs as well, every container that is exported from Namibia requires heavy paperwork, so we will also hire on that end. And there's also an indirect opportunity for Arandis, because we will actually be a little bit higher than the minimal salary that is currently given by Arandis in the region. So I think that this will also promote growth activity in Arandis.
And thanks to all those efforts, we really think we can add a lot of value on our business. We, at some point, no longer want to just send charcoal to our factory in Belgium and from that sell to clients, but we want to address the product directly to a new market. And so far, there's few markets that have been opening to charcoal. We talk about the USA, which is an opening market and quite fast growing. The import of charcoal from Canada has stopped, so they are looking for new partners everywhere on the globe. Australian market is also really growing. They are looking for sustainable product that you can easily find in Namibia. Middle East is more and more interested into working with Namibia. We talk about Dubai, Qatar, all the countries in the area that work with traditional cookings. And we want to develop in Eastern Europe as well. As I was mentioning, Ukraine is quite uncertain, so countries like Poland and Germany and the Czech Republic are really looking into a new market as well.
Wake up early in the morning and I'm waiting for the sun to rise. Stars fade away, our brand new day. Don't be lazy, don't be shy, hold my hand and kiss the night goodbye. Open your eyes, whoa, shine your light. Whoa, shine.
You don't seem to have the success that you're supposed to have. And I think the biggest reason is the fact is that we don't have the commitment. We are not passionate about being leaders. We are not passionate about the people. You need to believe in your people and you need to believe in yourself as the leader. Firstly, in yourself. You need to believe in that message of yours. There's a common saying that people like using where they say that if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. I suppose at the end of the day, it's very true, although it might be really cliched. There's an African proverb that many people have used, but I come from Africa and we've heard it before. And it says that if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. So as a leader, you need to believe in your team. You need to believe in that group that is assisting you to get to the objective. And
Platz Am Meer is a landmark on the coastline of Namibia, a home to quality shops and quality restaurants, a select variety of fashion and food retailers, as well as banks. Not to mention the pier with 36 luxury apartments and entertainment for the whole family. Find us at corner of Tabarite and Albatross Street, Vineta North, Swakopmund. Call us on 064 462 242. Visit platzammeer.com.na or at Platz Am Meer on Facebook. Platz Am Meer, enhancing your coastal experience.
And now for your weather. Sunset at the coast will be at 21 minutes to 7 on Wednesday, and sunrise will be at 20 minutes past 7 on Thursday. Walvis Bay will have a maximum of 24 degrees Celsius on Wednesday, and for Thursday, a minimum of 15 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 25 degrees Celsius. A 11 knot southwest wind will prevail. Swakopmund will have a maximum of 22 degrees Celsius on Wednesday, and for Thursday, a minimum of 16 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 23 degrees Celsius. A 7 knot southwest wind will prevail. Arandis Bay will have a maximum of 22 degrees Celsius on Wednesday, and for Thursday, a minimum of 16 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 22 degrees Celsius. A 9 knot south-southwesterly wind will prevail. Arandis will have a maximum of 34 degrees Celsius on Wednesday, and for Thursday, a minimum of 19 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 33 degrees Celsius. A 11 knot south-southeasterly wind will prevail. Usakos will have a maximum of 35 degrees Celsius on Wednesday, and for Thursday, a minimum of 16 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 34 degrees Celsius. A 11 knot north-northeasterly wind will prevail. Karibok will have a maximum of 33 degrees Celsius on Wednesday, and for Thursday, a minimum of 15 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 32 degrees Celsius. A 11 knot north-northeasterly wind will prevail. And lastly, Omaruru will have a maximum of 33 degrees Celsius on Wednesday, and for Thursday, a minimum of 14 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 32 degrees Celsius. A 11 knot northeast wind will prevail. And that was your weather report.
Adam Tas is coming to Windhoek to help build a brighter future for education. Join us at the Sounds of Caring concert at Windhoek High School Vegkop on 20 and 21 May, where he will be performing with Von Arends and Rian Smith. Tickets cost $200 Namibian and are available via eticket.my.na. All proceeds go towards the African Child Development Trust.
Now, unfortunately, we have come to the end of our episode, but for more news, you can check out our website. That's at www.erongo.com.na. I repeat, www.erongo.com.na. You can also send us your news tips at newstips@erongo.com.na. I repeat, newstips@erongo.com.na. You can also share with us your story on our WhatsApp and our Telegram. That's at 0811 7040. I repeat, 0811 7040. You can also follow us on our social media platforms. That's Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Alternatively, you can check out our online channel. That's oneup2.com. Or you can simply check us out on DSTV channel 285 or on GoTV channel 94. Now, I would also like to inform the viewers that we have an exciting Mother's Day competition that will end on the 2nd of May, where you stand a chance to win your share of 2,000 Namibian dollars of Checkers or ShopRite vouchers. All you have to do is send your Mother's Day message or a short video clip of no longer than 30 seconds for your mother, grandmother, or mother figure to 081 354 2949. I repeat, 081 354 2949. Now, the lucky winners will be announced next Friday. So if you'd like to win your share of 2,000 Namibian dollars, make sure to enter the competition. Now, that was all for today's episode. Until next time, it's goodbye.